Miss Daniels? Allie, right? The barrel racer.
Yeah, that's me.
You ever seen anyone so pretty on a horse before?
Are you chasing me, Cody Gunner?
Well, that depends. Do you want to be chased? Come on.
Rose, I'm so excited to be chatting with you again. It's been a few years. I think Finding You was the last time, which was, one of my favorites, that nice balance between sorrow and joy. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this time around, A Thousand Tomorrows. Talk to me about this. Now, this is a Karen Kingsbury novel that has been turned into a series.
Yes, that's right. It's really exciting. And it does have that same kind of bittersweet feeling that Finding You had, that mixture of sorrow and joy. And there's a lot of it in this. You are definitely going to laugh and cry in this series. And, I laughed and cried making it. So it was a really, really exciting experience. And it's also so much fun. You're running around with these horses and bulls and going to different rodeos, and it's really exciting. And I feel like I learned so much just being on set. And I grew up riding horses, but and that's one of my hobbies, but I still feel like I learned so much more from the wranglers that were with us, and the real ropers and the real cowboys that go to these rodeos. It was so exciting.
I was going to talk to you about that. I know it's set in the rodeo world, and like you said, you grew up so very familiar on horses, but she's a barrel jumper. So was that something that was in your arsenal, or did you kind of have to learn some of that?
Oh, yeah. So barrel racing is this super fast sport that is, you compete in it in rodeo, you compete in it in like little play days that they might do in your area, or you can compete in it for state and stuff like that. So yes, I did compete. I never did it in the rodeo, never competed in rodeo, but I did go to different play days, and I went to state and barrel raced there. So yeah, that was definitely in my arsenal. It was something I was really excited about. And I think one of the things that I loved most about it was that it's just portrayed as very, very free. And, you just basically get to just tear out of the arena and ride as fast as you possibly can, which is so exciting. And I think we had a lot of fun filming it, and I think your viewers will have just as much fun watching it, honestly.
Well, yes, and one of the things that we love, especially this time of year, is a good romance. So talk to me a little bit about what we'll see develop there.
Yeah, there's a really great romance in this story. I love it. I think it's so sweet, and it's one of those classic stories. There's a saying that every girl wants a bad boy to be good just for her, and that's basically what you have in this story, is that you've got Cody Gunner, who is this champion bull rider, and he is a ladies' man. All of the women are obsessed with him, and my character Allie Daniels, not interested at all. She's like, I'm not here for your games and your tomfoolery, boy. So she totally avoids him, doesn't give him a second glance, and he ends up falling in love with her, of course, as these stories go. And it's this really sweet story where he learns humility, he learns peace, he learns joy, and all of these different things that he doesn't really learn from Allie. He kind of learns through Allie, and I really like that relationship that they have.
I know you're an avid reader, and so having this be a novel that's turned into a miniseries, and Karen Kingsbury being such a well-known author for you, kind of what did that look like? What works of hers were you familiar with? What does it mean to a reader to get to see their kind of what they've only thought of in their head now depicted on screen? Yeah, well, and talk to me. I know you're an avid reader, and so having this be a novel that's turned into a miniseries, and Karen Kingsbury being, such a well-known author for you, kind of what did that look like? What works of hers were you familiar with? What does it mean, to a reader to get to see their kind of what they've only thought of in their head now depicted on screen?
Yeah, so I hadn't actually read A Thousand Tomorrows before I was cast to play, or before I auditioned. But of course, as soon as I got the audition, I started reading all of the books to get an idea of what character I was playing. And I think we stayed really true to the novels. And that was something that was really important to our executive producer. She was really focused on making sure that we portrayed the novels accurately and respectfully. And I really loved that, because as a reader, you know, when you go and you see a movie and they strayed from the novel, you're like, oh, that kills me, that breaks my heart. But you know, and when you work in film, you know why you have to do that. You know that there are times where you do have to kind of stray from the novel for the betterment of the story. But I think we're respectful of the story. We were respectful of the romantic elements, of the more serious elements. And I loved getting to see it come to life. I will say that you know, the horse that I rode, Ace, he was exactly how I pictured him in the book. It was perfect. I saw him and I was like, this is my Ace. They gave me several horses to choose from, all Palominos, looked very similar. And they had me get on all of them and decide which one I really liked and which one I really felt like, okay, this is my horse. This is the character. And when I got on this guy, I was like, this is him. He was a dream.
I love that. So they really treated the character like an additional, you know, actor, so to speak.
Absolutely. He was treated very well. He was the star of the show, honestly. And you know, we were very careful never to overextend him or push him too hard. He was this champion roping horse. So he was a star of his own, kind of retired from the rodeo life. And so he was a champ. He wasn't worried about any of the cameras. He wasn't worried about anything going on around him. He was a real star.
And then just on a side note, I know you're always kind of dabbling in something or writing. What have you got going on that's, you know, keeping your passion side alive?
So I have a novel that I'm working on right now that I'm hoping to publish maybe late this year or next year. And then I'm also working on another project that I can't talk about yet, but I'm very excited about it. I'm writing on it. It's my first time working on a project like this, so or in this capacity. So I'm very excited about it and can't wait to share more with you whenever I am able to.
Thank you so much for taking the time. It's always a delight. Yeah. And we're excited for this to stream on Pure Flix.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kelly, for your time.